ladies and gentlemen, this is James Steiner. Welcome back to Analogue, a hate story. Okay, so... Oh, man, finally. Let's read marital admonitions. Before I read Back to Hell and I'll Kill Them All. Let's do that. Okay. To the woman who will marry my husband. As you are doubtlessly aware, it is traditional for a noble man's mother to write poetic admonitions to be sent to the bride-to-be before she enters the family, explaining the circumstances and offering advice to her. Yes, my microphone is on. Good to know. Explaining the circumstances... Okay. Sadly, your mother-in-law is long since departed, leaving the responsibility in my hands. I never had any such letters sent to me, for reasons which I'll explain soon enough, and I have furthermore studied verse only enough to know that I am unable to write it well. I hope you do not think less of me, young pale bride, for addressing these letters in plain speech instead. Rather, pay attention to my words over my form, and please do not be hasty in erasing these letters after reading for your own sake. I hope you find the advice and knowledge I will impart on you useful. What do you have to say about that? I never read her letters at the time. I couldn't. I know she read them to me eventually, but I was just dumb to that sort of talk at that point. Now they're just hard for me to read. Okay. What about part 2? Oh, there's one more. Oh, to the woman who will marry my husband, as you are no doubt aware of, it has an extremely the Ryu family has an extremely long and proud history. Every man to hold the title captain and emperor has always been of our house, and you are here to make sure that continues for another generation. The name goes all the way back to the ancient times. Mythology speaks of a Captain Ryu who had control of even the ship's movement through the stars themselves. Such things remain far removed from everyday life, but it is important to understand the significance of the house and of the title that your first son will eventually come to inherit. So they can't drive the fucking ships, really. They were gone for that long that they don't even know how to fly the ship. Wow. To the woman who will marry my husband, it is an obvious matter that I do have the same family name as my husband. The official story, if you have not already heard it, is that we are cousins, making our marriage improper and less than ideal, but somewhat acceptable given the circumstances. Oh, okay. At the time, there were no noble daughters who had not already been promised or given away in marriage, and obviously a girl of any lesser upbringing could not possibly be suitable as a queen. Hence, cousins would simply have to do. Strictly speaking, this is all true. The part about there not being any noble daughters available is not a misrepresentation. And as far as any official genealogy is concerned, the emperor is the son of my father's brother. The part which you may not speak of openly is that he is the old emperor's son only by adoption. As far as blood goes, my husband is also my brother. As children, we never lived together and would, of course, have been strictly improper to have spent any time together at that age. I would never say anything such that my husband actually arranged for there to be no noble daughters to marry out of his desire to marry me. That would of course be a rather bold move to accuse an emperor of such. But you may wish to consider that the implications might be if such a thing truly did happen. I leave it to you to decide whether or not such a thing is plausible. All I will say is that despite our marriage being one of necessity, my husband has always been very fond of me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That is... Okay. So that's what you meant by the incest bit. Okay, part 4. As for responsibilities, your burden will be quite light. You will, of course, be expected to be the model of feminine virtue, but truthfully, I do not expect you will have very much trouble with this. So long as you keep your head down, avoid scandal, and keep quiet, that will more than suffice. Oh, she's very good at keeping quiet, if you know what I mean. As far as the day-to-day is concerned, you will have nothing to concern yourself with, as this is the royal family you are marrying into. As queen, I run the management of the house's affairs and will not require any assistance from you in that regard. As part of a royal concubine's demonstration of modesty, you will have to share my own personal servant and will not have one of your own. While you will not have to be responsible for all housework, be modest and do not remain idle at her expense. You are expected to be as unseen as the servants, and to be voiceful only in the most moderation. No problem there. Do not speak harshly to your servant, and be appreciative of what she does and not incompassionate. Your one sole responsibility will be spending as much time with the Emperor as it takes to produce a son. After you give birth, you will not need to worry about raising him. I will be there to make sure that is all arranged for. Simply make our husband happy, keep out of sight, and give him a son, and you will have no more to worry yourself with. Okay. Number 5. The virtues which you are expected to demonstrate are simply those expected of any woman, and given your noble upbringing, I will not condescend to treat you as if you do not already know them quite well. You are expected to be quiet and obedient to me as well as obviously to our husband. Perchance you are scolded, trust my judgment as your elder. I will never act out of anger or spite. If scolded by our husband, always respond with a smile, for your relationship with him must always be warm, and he is a wise man. I do not, however, anticipate such things will be problems. He told me of the interview in which he spoke to you and had nothing to report at all on your manner of speech, so I trust it was entirely proper and polite. She didn't actually say anything. In light of that, I will say nothing further of the matter. As far as ritual obligations go, you have none save for following in my lead. Both your mother and father-in-law are long dead, so you have no further obligations to them. I had trouble adjusting at first, but I anticipate nothing you could be surprised by. Okay. Number 6 and then number 7. I will not tell you to avoid court politics entirely, so long as you do not cause trouble, but I will suggest that you simply watch from a distance. The temptation may exist to meddle, especially if you ever talk to the artificial girl Mute, who lives inside our computer. She is a gossip and a friend of the Smith noble family, and is responsible for revealing much of what they try to keep hidden. She may seem fickle, but she does belong to the house of Ryu first and foremost, and is quite loyal. Why does... Okay. That's interesting. Because if Mute is loyal to the Ryu family, and technically we've got Huan A right here, who's now married to the Emperor, meaning that Mute should be loyal to her, but she isn't. She's doing everything in her power to get all this out in the open, which is odd. You would think that Mute would keep quiet. Okay, there's something else here. Nevertheless, meddling is not in your best interest. Do not play politics, not only for our sake, or for the sake of being a virtuous life, but for the sake of your own family as well. They will receive favor not through any scheming on your part, but through our husband's will. Entertain yourself with gossip if you wish, so long as you keep quiet about it, but stay out of politics. In the end, you will manage to go much farther if you rely only on rewards for being a good wife. Okay, what is part 7? But please do not think that all of this is meant to say you will be unloved. You may be a second wife, but you are still the daughter of a noble house, and that is a precious gift to the Ryu family. My husband has faith that you will bring him a son, and this means all the world to him. Nor am I jealous, for you will relieve a heavy burden on our house, and for that I am grateful, except for the fact that he's the one who can't fucking perform. That's the crazy bit. As proof of his affection for you, let me share with you one secret which I have been permitted to tell only you. In honor of you, my husband, in his capacity as captain and emperor, has permanently changed his admin password to your birth name. Okay. My new sister, you will be brought into the Ryu family not as a mere lowly woman, but a symbol of power in the inner chambers. You will not only represent the continuation of the Ryu bloodline by providing him a son, but your very name will represent the power of the captain's computer. Understand this, Pale Bride. Your duty may be great, but you will be loved. Okay, that's interesting. Good to know. Okay, so what all do I have left? Oh, I want to save that stuff for another episode. And I have a feeling that Mute's questions are not going to be nice at all. Okay? I might look through Mute's questions. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But what? Who killed the Emperor's wife? Did she die of natural causes or was she murdered? Based by this reaction right here, I'm thinking someone killed her. That's just an inkling. And please don't kill me. That is all my character is asking of you right now. Just don't kill me. Anyway, that's my time. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button, share, favorite, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye! Good, it's still recording. I'm glad I didn't lose anything this time.